Yeah.
Or -12.
Between -6 and -12. So, sorry, between -18 and -12. First thing you want to do is go to File, New, Multitrack Mixdown, or sorry, Multitrack Session, and give it a name, maybe Final Song Gianelli or whatever. And you can just leave all this stuff alone. Okay. And you'll end up with something like this. Bunch of tracks. There's 6 tracks right now. We can add more tracks later. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to get our media browser to point to all of those loops that we have available to us. And those loops are going to be on the G drive. So if you click right here under media browser, you should see the G drive. And you should see underneath it a folder called what, audio loops or something? Audition loops. So go ahead and open up that folder. And it will look, you'll see them all over here on this side. And it has a bunch of different genres. It's got a bunch of different folders. These are all stuff that you have access to. Now the next thing, let's say that you go, let's go to techno and dance. You're going to have to pick a number of beats per minute. And do you want a really, really fast song, or do you want a, slower song? So you have to kind of decide. 76 would be slower. As you go higher up, like 140, it's going to be faster. But you're going to want to need to pick, something and be consistent. 138 seems to be very common under the techno beds and loops. So the beds are kind of like everything's kind of already done for you. So if I go to this 138 one and I drag it over here, it's going to sound like this. Oh, I think my audio hardware got messed up. Hang on. There we go. So it's got a lot of stuff going for it. It's got some drum beats. It's got some other stuff, piano. But it's the bed. It's kind of like everything kind of goes on top of it. You don't have to use those. In fact, we might want to stay away from those. Let's instead look at 138 or 166. Maybe like all this stuff under techno and dance. You can go under 138, find an analog bass, and there's all these. So maybe we'll start with one of these in the key of G. And you don't need to know anything about music. You can just listen to it and see if you like it. Okay, so let's start with that. Now, because it's 138 beats per minute, everything's going to kind of flow together as long as we stick to 138. We're going to take this track right here, and we're going to loop it so we can pull it out some more, because right now it won't go any further. But if you go over here into Properties, there's a loop button you can click on. And I'm recording this, so if you want to watch it later. And now I can pull this out, and there it goes. Now you see those little dashed lines on mine? That's the end of a measure. So whenever I want to add or something new, I need to make sure it occurs right on that line. So let's say after our starting off, we put in some bass. Let's put in some drums. So I'll go in and find some drums. Drum kits. Pumpin' beats? I don't know. Let's see what that sounds like. Pumpkin? Are these 138? No, they are not. No, there's drums in here somewhere. Drums, here we go. Gate drums, 138. So let's see what kit. Oh, some of these are really short because they're like individual beats. We want one that's an entire measure. So let's put it. I'm going to put it right here. And then again, if I go into Properties and I loop it, where is it? Why isn't it letting me loop it? There it is, loop. I can start pulling this thing out. And make sure it matches up perfectly. And there we go. So it should sound right now if we play these at the same time. Starts off with the bass. And then you'll hear the drums kick in. So then we can come through and listen to some other stuff and add it. Now eventually we are going to go online. We're going to look at freesound.org. They have, if you type in 138, you'll find a bunch of loops that'll go into there. You can find other loops available online. And then we're going to also go on to this site eventually and learn how you can create your own synthesized things that you can add. Etc. And we will export those as WAV files and add those. And you'll notice at the bottom here it says 138. You can set it so it's again the same rhythm. And as long as you're keeping that rhythm, there's not really a lot of work to it. You just do what sounds cool. All right. So go ahead and just get started. Today you just kind of experiment, play around. You don't really have to commit to anything. And then by tomorrow we'll be more into it. All right. You may.